What is that thing that makes movies so interesting? How those stories get our attention? How can a story matter so much? Why so many people being watch entire series in one day? And how many movies and series get made every year? 10 to 17,000. That's how many movies get made every year. It's just an estimation, but that's a lot. And then there's you. You are here, writing your screenplay. And whenever you feel discouraged, just think that in those 10,000 movies that get made every year, you'll be one eventually. Before being a film producer and a financier, I am an investor and a businessman. So I have this beautiful duality. I understand business and I love cinema. And this matters because if you say to me that you don't care if your movie gets made or distributed, and moreover, if you say that you don't care about making money with this, then you are lying to yourself.
I was gonna have the cranes sweeping up and down.
Question I have.
Fellow students, welcome to the third episode of this Masterclass. Screenwriting is a skill, a monetizable skill, and moreover, cinema is a business. So why does this matter to you? This matters because you're going to be writing a movie or a series, and it is important to understand that even though filmmaking is a marvelous and a great adventure, it's still a business. That's why it's called the film industry. It is an industry, and you need to understand that in business, things tend to become a little black and white. Bad product or good product. No one wakes up thinking, hey, I'm gonna write a bad movie. Your story, your series are a product. And a good story is a commercial product. The bad story, not so much. Having said that, writing a screenplay doesn't necessarily make a great movie. There are many aspects to filmmaking that make a great movie. Lighting, acting, editing, production design. But the one aspect that actually backs everything, it is the screenplay. I receive around 800 screenplays every year. Short films, movies, series. And my rule of thumb is, if the first 3 pages don't hook me at all, you are done. I am not reading further. Not to be mean, it's just not going to work. Because if you don't get my attention on paper, you certainly won't get my attention on screen. As cinema is an art, and at the same time a business, an artistic business, we need to understand that a movie or a series are emotional products fueled by money. Save that quote, because it'll matter a lot in the upcoming classes. Continuing, you need to know what you're actually doing. The 3 categories where film, series, short films, everything falls into is just 3, no more. We have auteur cinema, audience cinema, and industrial cinema. Let's begin with auteur cinema. This is cinema or series as a reflection of the world. The main approach is expressing the author's point of view. Auteur products are harder to advertise, but still you can make them work. Although making them work, as in making money, can be challenging because it's not the main approach. They usually serve a very specific purpose. They tend to be used as a statement for an idea, or they are looking for a really niche down audience. Auteur movies are more common than auteur series, such as The Kingdom from Lars von Trier, or the most notable one, David Lynch's Twin Peaks. So if you want to express a deeply personal feeling or view, You are probably looking at writing an author story. Audience. This is cinema or series as a spectacle. This is focused on entertaining the audience. Now, most projects fall into this category. The audience. Here's where series like Stranger Things or movies like Super 8, Mad Max fall into. The main goal is to entertain, to be exciting, to make you laugh, make you scared, squirm or get you to cry, even reflect on life a little bit. This type of cinema wants you to be mesmerized. If that's your goal as a writer, then your story fits into this category. Industry. This is cinema or series as a business. Its primary objective is to make money. So if you think you can write not just one movie, but 3 or 7, or make spin-offs from it, if your story can become a whole cinematic universe, indeed, you are looking at a story with industry potential. If this is your goal, you can consider that you are in this category. Before talking about format, we need to understand how to go beyond the idea, beyond a scene that we picture in our head, and see if it's got the potential to really become the movie that we imagine. We need to break it down and to write it down. So I'm gonna be writing the screenplay with you here. Because if we dive into writing whatever comes into our head, we will become the Starbucks writer. You know the Starbucks writer, and you don't want to become the Starbucks writer. The Starbucks writer is that person that walks into a coffee shop with a MacBook, starts typing everything he thinks, and then ends up with a big, boring story that gets rejected everywhere. Oh no, no one understands my stories. They don't even understand what they are writing. So here's where transforming an idea begins. You already have your idea on locker. So now, what is that idea? Write it down. What else is linked to that idea? My idea is letting go. Okay? Letting go and friendship, mother-daughter relationship, and alien abduction. Those are the ideas. Those are rubbish, as I told you. Okay? So I'm gonna write that. Okay? So my ideas. So my ideas are these. My core idea is letting go and accepting the present. And to this, I want to link conspiracy theories and alien abduction and all that, okay, in the fantasy aspect. And maybe blend some galactic, liminal kind of music. So we go here. I want this to be a coming of age of sorts. Mother-daughter relationship, sacrifice, cinematic score, sacrifice. On your end, I hope that you're writing your own bits and pieces because you need to do it, okay? Just go, do it. This is called the pouring process because you're just pouring ideas here. What about the creative process? So this is really personal. I mean, maybe you need a walk. Maybe you need a snack. Maybe you just need to be asleep and then wake up and then there you go. Your ideas start unlocking. My creative process begins and finishes with music. So how do I got to letting go? Letting go came from a song that I listened yesterday, Collisions by Bonnie Grace. And this song feels to me like sadness, strength, and confusion. Those are three key aspects of letting go. Because why am I letting go? This is confusing. I need strength to let go. Okay, so everything started there. So find your creative process. It's not going to be the same as mine, or maybe it will, or just find it, okay? Maybe you need a walk, coffee, snack, like I said. This pouring process is going to set that idea unlocker on steroids. So once you have all those bits and pieces, then you can begin to define where does this story go. Okay, so who's my protagonist? My protagonist is going to be 14-year-old Atenea. Why? I like exotic names and also my character is a leader. My protagonist is a strong leader. So I gave her the name Atenea. She's a leader that wants to live an adventure and accidentally will get into a dangerous adventure that involves aliens, special abilities, and the government chasing her, and she has a best friend. Something will happen to her. I don't know. I'm kind of overlapping here. That's good. I'm already giving some layout for the conflict. Okay, so my protagonist, 14-year-old Atenea, and blah blah blah. Remember tip number 1. Keep it short. Learn to summarize. That is key. Now, the theme. Now, let's go to the theme. The theme is a little abstract, but we will find one word to define the whole concept. So what is this? What am I trying to say with all this story? What is this really about? Those are the questions you should be asking yourself. My basic idea is letting go and accepting the present. But also I mentioned that there's friendship and a mother-daughter relationship. So maybe there's some sacrifice involved. Love. The theme is love. Next class, I will explain how I concluded so quickly on that. But let's just leave it like that, okay? So love is our theme. So who's the opponent? Okay, the opponents are going to be main opponents, situations, another man chasing her because she acquires abilities. The aliens are opponents as well. Remember, this is not the official story. This is just us transforming an idea into a story. And if someone asks you, what is your story about, you're gonna start like babbling like, oh, it's about this and this and this and this and this and this and black, and you're gonna embarrass yourself. You're gonna make a fool of yourself. You'll do horribly in film festivals and pitch contests. So get your story straight and your theme, and you'll be good. So what is the conflict? She has, I don't know, like a sleepover with her best friend, and then a meteor falls in her backyard. They touch it and this alerts the government. Their girl now has some mysterious abilities given by the space rock and they need to hide. The government wants to extract those powers from her. We'll work on that. Okay, they want the space rock is lost. I don't know. I'm just throwing facts and ideas here. The setting. Let's make this interesting. I'm going to Mexico next week. And there's a town in Mexico that it's called Puebla. Puebla is known for being a town with a lot of UFO sightings. So this is gonna be good. So our setting will be Mexico, Puebla. This is 2019. Let's make this a pre-COVID story. Luckily for our characters. Now, perspective. The story is being told from Atenea's perspective, Atenea's point of view. So we will care for Atenea first and principally. And most important, how will this end? You know, it's time. So here is where I say to writers that having an ending or having at least like some endings or ideas about the ending is important because your opening threads is storylines. So you need a convergence point. If you don't have that, you're gonna get tangled up. So either think of a great ending or define some conclusive stuff. In my story, I will define that Atenea will find her missing mother, but in order to save her from a cosmic horror or something, she'll get into a situation where she'll have to choose between saving her father or saving her mother. Okay? However, she will save her mother and father, but she will vanish in doing so? I don't think so. There you have sacrifice. I don't know. My protagonist disappears. I'm not saying that she dies. Because if this movie or series, whatever this is, gets renewed for a sequel or a second season, then our protagonist didn't die. And here's another tip. Please don't kill your protagonist unless it's really, really necessary. Killing your protagonist is just lazy, like a 𝗘𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗿, an easy way out from the story. It's like a 𝗘𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗿 writing to kill your protagonist. They probably have struggled a lot throughout the story, so you just wipe them out? Come on, be more interesting. And another writer's sin is to say, oh, everything was a dream. You were just, the protagonist was just dreaming. Don't do that. Don't do it. Because then, nothing that you wrote, nothing that the audience experienced, mattered. That is what in Italian I'd call uno schiaffo in faccia. It's like the middle finger to your audience. Okay, so now with these squares filled out, you now have the essentials to make this storyline. This is what I call the 8-point roadmap. The first two elements of the roadmap are the theme and the anecdote. So here's my anecdote. Check it out, pause the video. So how did I come up with this? Well, with the idea unlocker, I just have to start connecting dots and make the work. Write. I have to write, and I write, and that's all. Just like writing a short synopsis. And this is how we transform simple ideas or big ideas, alien abduction and friendship and letting go, into an understandable story. Remember that you have complete 24/7 access to these templates. You can use them anytime you want. I ask nothing in return, but please share the video with people that might need it. Thank you for your attention. Have an incredible rest of your week and see you soon.